In the last video, we gave you the big picture. If you're interested in becoming a creator, a video creator for pursueGOD.org and flextalk.org, and we helped you to kind of understand how it all fits in together, how YouTube creators build their channel, build their niche market, their audience, and then we begin to collect those short videos and put them into our greater libraries, either at pursueGOD.org or flextalk.org. Well, in this video, we're going to help you to understand how to write a script. Now, depending on your skill level or your training or whatever, maybe you're very comfortable with this. Some of you might be really uncomfortable. So I'm going to give you some best practices. These are actually the best practices that I use before I even record a video. We'll talk about how to do that in the next video. In this video, we're going to say, okay, how do you sort of begin to organize your thoughts and prepare yourself so that really what you say on video makes sense to your audience? Because really, if you don't have simple clarity in your own mind about what you want to say, maybe you want to do a marriage video or a parenting video or a video about about habits or something like that, or maybe just a really specific video about something that you found in Scripture that you think other people would really benefit from. Well, it's helpful for you to get clarity in your own mind first. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to write out a video script. Now, this isn't the full article. It's just a video script. And I'm going to give you some really basic tips on how to do that. Now, here's the first step. Start with a hook paragraph, an opener paragraph. Now, this should be a 3 to 5 sentence summary of what you're about to say. And it's kind of a cross between a summary and sort of a hook. You know, you're trying to get someone to say, I really want to watch the rest of this video. I'm really interested in this. And so it needs to be somewhat descriptive, but it also needs to be somewhat, inspiring. You want to get someone to say, I want this. That's your hook statement. That's your opener. If you can say it in about 3 to 5 sentences, then you really have real simple clarity in your own mind. Now, the second step is to write 3 to 5 solid talking points. Now, talking points are just sort of a 1 to 2 sentence summary of the main idea you're trying to get across. And I encourage you to have 3 to 5 of them for a typical video. Now, we like to say that they should be these 3 things. They should be clear, concise, and compelling, the 3 C's of great talking points. Clarity, we've already talked a little bit about that. Have clarity in your own mind, what it's about. Concise, again, they should be short and brief and sort of interesting, right? Compelling, then, that's, I think, the hardest thing for most people is, say it in a way where it really sort of is compelling. It's interesting, it's exciting, or it really makes somebody think. Now, depending on your style and your personality, it should definitely reflect who you are. And so compelling might just be, say it, I like to think of it like this. Say it like you've got a friend, someone you're mentoring. How would you say it to them? And then say it like that. That's what your talking point is. We'll start with 3 to 5 of those in your video script. That'll be really helpful for you getting clarity on the overall topic. Now, the third step I encourage you to do is to write 5 to 10 discussion questions based on your talking points. After all, this whole thing is about empowering conversations. So whatever video you end up producing, recording, should certainly encourage the people at the end of it to have a conversation. So one of the best ways to make sure that you're doing that is once you write out your opener paragraph and your talking points, then I think you should actually think about what are some of the questions that I want to encourage someone to be processing and thinking about after they watch my video. We'll go ahead and write those down before your video, and it'll really help to give you even greater clarity before you record. And here's the last step I recommend, and it's to write a title and a 1 to 2 sentence excerpt. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, I probably would have already started with a title, and that's true. A lot of times when I write a video, when I write a script, I start with a title. Okay, this is about such and such, right? Well, what happens is once I go through those other steps that we just outlined, usually I have a little bit more clarity about what that video really should be about. And so even though I probably started with a working title at the beginning, now after I've written this stuff out, now I might tweak the title a little bit, I change it, and I give it a slightly different title. And the excerpt is a 1 to 2 sentence sort of quick little hook/summary. So it's almost like the opener paragraph just even shorter, even more concise. Again, the more concise you can be, the more clear it is in your mind what this really is about, then the better your video is going to be at the end of the day. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you my video script for this particular video, because everything I'm teaching in this video, I did for this video. So notice I've got the title right there, writing a video script. I've got a short little opener paragraph, a little hook paragraph that I wrote out before I sat in front of the camera. I've got these talking points written out. You saw those on the screen. Start with the hook paragraph and write 3 to 5 solid talking points. And then what I like to do also at the end is I like to write a little sort of a closer paragraph. So I did that as well for this. And then you notice I've also written out some questions that I want you to go through and think through for yourself. Now, all of that was really helpful for me so that when I got in front of the camera, I really was able to articulate just real quickly, really conversationally, what this video was about. In fact, the raw video for this is probably only 8 or 10 minutes because I had such clarity before I came in front of the camera. And that really is helpful when you're editing the video, or whoever's going to be editing the video. It's really helpful if you have a short enough segment of raw video instead of giving somebody 30 minutes of raw video, because you were still working it out in your mind because you hadn't written the article summary first. So I really encourage you to do that first. In fact, you can use the questions below to talk about this with the mentor that's bringing you through this particular series.